Good evening. Welcome to the NFL Weekly Show, and you are joined by me, Harrison, and as ever, Ed, who is back from his trial as the Indianapolis quarterback. Only joking, but it is a certain time of year, so I've wrote a little Christmas carol for you, Ed, and I'm going to perform it now. Yeah, I'll put it in there now, so I've got to do it now. But if, like me, you are struggling to remember all the quarterbacks that have played for the Indianapolis Colts, here is a little song just for you guys. Okay, you ready? On the 12 days of Coltsmas, Chris Ballard bought to me 12 Jacoby Brissett, 11 Brian Hoyer, 10 Phillip Rivers, 9 Carson Wentz, 8 Matt Ryan, 7 Sam Erlinger, 6 Nick Foles, 5 Gardner Minshew, 4 AR, 3 Joey Flacco, 2 Daniel Jones. Then Phillip Rivers returned. Thank you. I've been working on that all day. I should have been working, but I was working on that. And that's all I had for tonight's show. So thanks for joining and join us on Monday. Ed, man, I mean, we've not had a chance to talk after Sunday. How are you feeling right now about the Indianapolis Colts?
A lot better after hearing that song.
I'm glad you did. Right. Christmas cheer.
I love that. It's definitely a different take to what I was going to bring tonight. So I love the fresh approach. How am I feeling about the Colts? Do you know what? I think you summed it up when I can't remember what day it was, and I think you used the word meh. And I think that's kind of where I'm at with it. I just a bit, I don't know, just feel a bit. It just feels really flat. Like, obviously, we're playing on Monday night. We've obviously spoken privately. Neither of us are going to stay up Monday night, even though I think we're both off work on the Tuesday, which is like, it's hard to just be excited about them at the moment. I think injuries have killed us, obviously. Form has fallen off a cliff completely. Shane's head is on fucking Mars. I don't know what he's doing at the moment. There's just, but the crazy thing is if we win out, we could still make the playoffs. But even then, if we did, do we want to? Like, it's just, I mean, obviously we do want to, I don't want to sort of take
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
It just feels like I'm kind of ready for the season to be over and it's not even Christmas, which is a little bit sad, especially how it started. That's kind of how I feel at the moment. Like, just a bit like, yeah. I mean, fair play to Phillip Rivers, man. Like, fair play to him. Like, I love watching him try and sling it around. And I thought it was the best our offense has actually looked for a while. You could tell that, he controlled the line of scrimmage really well. He just can't move really, and he can't really throw anymore. And, he's 44 years old. And yeah, I think that just encapsulates. I think this season, actually, if somebody said to you, what's it like being a Colts fan? I think this season probably encapsulates it better than ever. Like, you start with all that hope, all that fizz, all that excitement, best offense in all of football, and you end it with a 44-year-old granddad coming off the sofa and trying desperately to save your season, whilst your 4th round pick is, I don't even know what's going on there. It's just, that's a really long-winded way of saying meh, I suppose, mate. That's how I feel.
I mean, Monday it was just me, but it was a good show, a good chance to just air it all out. It was a bit of a therapy show for the people who watched it because it was just a chance to get it off the chest. But man, I'm just so fed up. So there's one clip that surfaced really that really got to me about and sort of really summed up where the Colts are at the minute. And people can look into stuff and read stuff all they want, but it was a clip of Shane Steichen and Carly Gordon in the practice facility. And I guess someone sure could gladly correct us, but American like eating sunflower seeds, something, don't they? They chew them and spit them out. And stood next to the owner, Shane Steichen, on the practice field, chewing them, spitting them out on the floor. I'm like, that's our training ground. Do you know what I mean? Just like, when you enter the clubhouse, take your boots off. don't sit down in the canteen dirty, make sure you shower beforehand. Like, why are you spitting on my practice? Like, that's the head coach's job. Why are you spitting on my practice? I know it might be a bit different, but just that clip. And I'm like, and the owner stood right next to him. I'm like, man, you got to have the presence to realise you're standing next to your boss. When I'm standing next to my boss, I don't just go, spit on works floor, do I? Like, so I was just a bit like, I saw that clip and I was like, I think that sums up Shane for me. He's obviously very talented to become a head coach in the NFL. You have to be talented. Let's be real. And I think we all agree here at Southbound that he can be extremely clever. He's almost too clever sometimes. He outthinks himself, but he just has zero situational awareness of. I don't think he fully takes the role of head coach. Like, over in soccer sometimes when somebody's a captain, but they can't really invigorate the role. They're not bad at it, but they're just like, is that person really captain material? That's how I feel with Shane. It's just like frustrating because he can do such good, but I don't respect and see him as a head coach, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was going to ask where you're at with Shane, because I've seen a lot of different opinions between Monday. There seems to be a big sort of split down the middle with a lot of fans. Some who are totally out.
Yeah.
Some who are, think that he's still a really good head coach, and it's the injuries that have kind of caused it. And I'm I don't know. I mean, I suppose I'm quite easily swayed and easily led. I've always said I'm the easiest person in the world to sell to. Like, I just if someone says something, I kind of go with it. Not always a good thing, but I think I'm kind of split on Shane at the moment. Like you've just said, I agree. He's incredibly. I mean, he's forgotten more about football than we're ever going to know. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's an incredibly knowledgeable guy when it comes to football. Sometimes I think we've said it before. He tries to be a bit too clever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes, you don't have to call the fancy play when actually a run or a short sort of screen play will get you a couple of yards. You haven't always got to go for the big ticket straight away, Shane. And I do agree that the injuries have been a problem, because up until Daniel Jones, I mean, the Achilles obviously is what's killed the season, but before that, we know he was struggling with the broken leg, essentially, and you could tell he was struggling, and the offense seemed to stall a bit. But up until then, him and Shane were in sync, and we were brilliant. So I'm kind of torn. Is it a case of that the injuries are what have completely snookered this season, or is it Shane just getting inside his own head and just tripping himself up, or is it just a bit of both? And I don't know. I'm just a bit lost with Shane at the moment, to be honest with you. He's doing my head in with some of the play calls. I think we're all agreed on that. I mean, some of the stuff he's calling is just fucking baffling. Like, but yeah, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, are we going to run it back with him next year, do you think, or is he? If this goes the way we think it is, and we're going to miss the playoffs, despite starting 7-1, when most head coaches should walk for that, do you think we run it back, or where are you with it?
So what I sort of alluded to on Monday, and where I sort of came down on this is, it just needs to be freshened up. And we can sit there and say injuries all you want, but I used the 49ers as a good example.
Yeah,
they are they're third in a division with 10 wins. That's crazy, and they've been missing Brock Purdy most of the season.
You're right.
Fred Warner's been missing a lot, and is that Shane? Is that Chris who's building the team? But I think, mate, if I was Riley Leonard's agent, I'd want him out of Indiana. I'd seriously, and this is no disrespect to Philip Rivers, who came in and did what Philip Rivers does, but you've drafted my player and you're not. He didn't do anything wrong in the Jaguars game. And I looked at the stats. I think Phil got, what was it, like 116 for 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Are we saying Riley Leonard can't get that? Because if he can't get that, then he doesn't even deserve to be quarterback 3. Like, even I think my problem with Shane is he likes to revert to a safety blanket.
Yeah.
And, I just watched AR's locker room conference, and nobody knows what the situation is. This is another problem with him. His communication is awful.
Agreed.
Nobody knows the situation. Nobody knows what's going on. Not even the own players seem like they know what's going on. I'm sat here going, and this is what I mean by I think he's a great coordinator. I don't think he's a good head coach. To me, JTT's been invisible this year.
Yeah.
And Latu is average at best.
Yeah, he played well on Sunday, to be fair. That was probably one of his best games.
Yeah.
That he's for the Colts, I think. But yeah, Latu's development is a concern, I agree.
We still got Zaire Franklin's our best linebacker. No, he's not. Jermaine Pratt is our best linebacker. But there's just, and this is why I think him play calling as well as being the head coach is probably the fundamental breakdown here. I think he's too close to the problem. He needs to come out from being a coordinator. You are not the quarterback's friend anymore. You are the head coach. And I think 1 or 2 of them's going. I'm not sure which, but 1 or 2 of the 3 are going.
What, out of him, Ballard and
Lou, yeah.
And Lou. See, I was wondering, would maybe he benefit from a veteran, really experienced offensive coordinator to come in, to maybe hold his hand a little, take play calling off him and let him concentrate on being a head coach. What I'm thinking is, if you look at, and again, I know I talk about them far too much, but if you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, so they had a year with Shane Steichen as offensive coordinator and Jonathan Gannon, who then went to the Cardinals as defensive coordinator, made the Super Bowl. They then took a massive backward step the following year. And Nick Sirianni, to respond to that, brought in is it Vic Fangio? So a really experienced, Vic Fangio, really experienced defensive coordinator. Someone who's been there, because obviously Sirianni's not old and he's not been a head coach. I mean, I know he's been to Super Bowl, which is more than Shane's done. But the point I'm trying to make is that maybe having that really experienced, almost grown-up voice in the room who's been there around the block, take a bit of the pressure off, in the way that I know you're still sort of 50-50 on Lou, but you can see seeds of improvement from our defense, although they do frustrate the crap out of us at times. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of anything really. I suppose just solutions that could potentially, help. I mean, in all honesty, so I saw something else today. I don't know if you've seen this about our cap situation going into next year. So obviously, Alec Pierce needs paying. He's gonna get a big contract. Nick Cross needs paying.
Yeah.
We've only got Latu and JTT under contract in the edge position next year. We haven't got a quarterback. Literally haven't got a quarterback, because we don't know what's going to happen with Daniel Jones. And yet our cap situation, I think I saw it online, we're potentially forecasting to have something like £7 or £8 million cap space if we were to pay Pierce and Nick Cross. They're sitting there thinking, how the fuck have we got a roster that hasn't got a quarterback, that is nowhere near winning the Super Bowl and is that much up against the cap? Do you know what I mean? And we've got no premier edge rusher. We haven't got a Trey Hendrickson or a Myles Garrett. We've got no first round pick for 2 years. What the fucking hell? So my question is, Chris Ballard, if I'm Carly, I'm calling you into the office and I'm saying, can you explain this, please? Because how would you explain it?
Because it's unreal, isn't it? and this has been Chris Ballard's problem, and I've been trying to pin it down just so it's not just I hate Chris Ballard, because he's not a bad GM, right? Let's be frank, he is not. We have seen bad GMs at the Colts. He is not one. He is not one of them.
Agreed.
He is a flawed GM. You know, your ship's never going to sink, but is actually going to get out of port. You know, and I think the problem is he wants to develop talent, but then as soon as it comes time to pay that talent, he doesn't pay him. And it's like, well, hold on a minute. You can't just keep having 4-year players. You're going to get nothing out of that. Mm-hmm. The big ones, Anthony Walker Jr., who next to Shaquille Leonard made one of the great linebacking pairings. We let him walk because we didn't want to pay him, what was it, 18 million?
I can't remember,
something like that. The Browns paid him. You know, I'm trying to think. Corners, Isaiah Rodgers, didn't want to pay him. Rock Ya-Sin, didn't want to pay him. And after not paying these, we've now had to spend 2 first-round picks to pick up a corner who we're going to have to pay. And this is my problem with Ballard. He doesn't want to commit to his own philosophy. So it's like, what's going through your head now? If Ballard, I think Ballard's gone. I think it is as simple as that. I think he's gone. Because the Colts community need a head to roll for this. They seriously do. I don't think that we had injuries will wash this year. I don't think it'll wash. And I don't think it can when you start. If you were 5 and 4, and then you got injuries, you could maybe look at it differently. But you were 8-1, you got injuries. We still expect you to pick up 2 wins minimum. So I don't know.
I agree, and for what it's worth on the development thing, like you say, it's kind of like you can see the strategy there to draft and develop, and it's a good strategy. But then there has to be an end. There has to be an end plan to that, and like you say, there doesn't seem to be one, because it's not like Premier League where you want to be one of those clubs that develop young players and sell them on for a profit, and that's your kind of model. Well, the NFL doesn't work like that, because you can't sell them.
You don't sell.
So you need to pay them, but then you need to have a kind of like almost like an end goal in place. So if we're going to draft and develop, we're going to pay. These are the positions that we're going to prioritize paying, but we don't even seem to do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as for the quarterback thing, that's. I mean, your little song made it a lot softer for me, but it pissed me off no end, because I started having a look earlier. Just something, because Nathan, who obviously can't be with us tonight, I hope you're enjoying your work dinner or whatever. Or is it his turn for his tryout for the Colts quarterback?
He's flying out to Indiana. EB4.
Good luck, Nathan. We're all rooting for you. But he made a comment about us. We're just like a new version of the Browns. So I googled since 2019 who's had the most quarterback starters, and it is the Cleveland Browns. Followed by the Indianapolis Colts. What does that tell you? And there's a few crossovers in there as well, like a few quarterbacks a few journeyman quarterbacks who've done the rounds. What does that tell you? We're afraid. I think again, you said it there. Chris Ballard is a floor. He's a floor man. We're a ship that's going nowhere fast. Essentially, you know. You look at the Kansas City Chiefs have been knocked out of the playoff contention last weekend, right? They're probably going to end up with a higher draft pick than us. I mean, of course they will, because we haven't got a first-round pick anyway.
I know what you mean.
All their success they've had in recent, they're going to be able to restock in the draft this year and go again with an already pretty decent roster, and we're just going to be stuck in the middle doing nothing.
They might be up for trading away Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they were a potential team I thought about. Quentin Nelson might go to be fair, if he wanted if he wanted out. Their O-line's atrocious, and he would instantly improve it. But that's probably for another day.
Scary. If they got Quentin Nelson, that would be a scary team.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. But there's a part of me that thinks he deserves a shot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If anybody deserves a shot at a ring, I think his guaranteed money runs out end of next year, as does Jonathan Taylor's.
Well, welcome into whoever the new GM is. Welcome.
But the scary thing is we still won't have our first round pick. So we're potentially going to have no quarterback, lose the only good players we really have, and have no first round pick.
Could we try and draft away Jonathan Taylor this year?
I mean, what would you get for him?
I feel like you could demand the first for him. I feel like you could get.
Do you reckon someone to pay a first for a running back? 20. Well, what is he? 26, 27? Yeah. I mean, if you got a first, I think you'd probably, in our position, you'd probably have to. As demoralising as that sounds.
The problem is people know we need a first, so
that's what I mean. No one's going to pay it, are they? I think we're going to have to be clever in free agency. Like really clever. It's clear that we're not going to be able to pay Pierce and Cross, unfortunately, I don't think. Not if we need to get a quarterback as well. I suppose the only saving grace is Daniel Jones isn't going to, because I still think we'll bring Daniel Jones back, but I don't think he's going to get the contract he would have got if he'd have stayed healthy.
Unless he comes to a gentleman's agreement with Carly and sort of just says, listen, I won't take a contract this year if you pay me this contract when I come back, sort of thing. You know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, perhaps. I think if I was Daniel Jones' agent, I suppose what you'd be looking for is a real sort of appearance sort of based contract. Wouldn't you? Like, because we've seen quarterbacks in the last few years. You've had Rodgers, you've had Kirk Cousins. Off the back of that, it takes them a year to get back, doesn't it, with those Achilles? I mean, I don't think Cousins has been the same player at all since he's come back from his Achilles. I can't wait to see him playing for the Colts next year on a fully guaranteed £200 million contract, a $200 million contract. Or something.
Nathan's been saying it all along, hasn't he?
What?
Kyler Murray.
Oh,
he's been saying it all.
That's been his biggest fear. Yeah, that's his. Well, I mean, the bigger fear would be Tua for me. Now he's been benched at Miami.
With that, Tua wouldn't fit Shane's scheme, would he?
No, probably not.
No.
I think the way our O-line's been playing as well, we'd probably end up getting Tua killed. I don't think he'd want to come to us, to be honest with you. Now, I'll tell you what, if next year we're just going to punt it already, bring me Jameis Winston and let's just go down fucking swinging. Like, do you know what I mean? Let's just go down, because at least we'll have a bit of fun.
Well, this is interesting, right? Because this is what I touched on again on Monday, and it was.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sick of just limping to the finish line like a car with one wheel. I'd rather, can we not just? This sounds horrible because you never want to lose a game, but can we not just go out and lose a game 45, 46? Do you know what I mean? Just foot to the floor. But with Philip Rivers, we're just not going to do it. It's going to be 3-yard pass, 3-yard pass, 3-yard pass, interception. That's 14-0, and then it'll be 21-3, and then we'll get some garbage points, and then it'll be like just 28-16 or something. I'd rather just give it a shot, man. Just stop. Like, what? The thing is, what I feel like getting Shane and Chris in a room and going, "You are on borrowed time. Mm-hmm. What are you waiting for?" And to sort of like bring it around to a point instead of just ranting about our head coach and GM. What was the point of drafting Riley Leonard and drafting Anthony Richardson if you are not going to develop and give them the opportunities when they arise? Because if you're not going to do that, then that's just 2 wasted draft picks in my eyes.
Oh, mate, the 4th round pick on Anthony Richardson at the moment is looking like it's looking like the worst pick. Do you know what I mean? It's looking like it's a horrendous decision because they don't fancy him. They don't want him. I mean, I don't know if it's in the comments again today. Like Shane Steichen saying he can't see properly, and Richardson saying, "Yeah, I can." Like, and I want to play. Like, it's just like fucking. Do you two talk to each other? Like,
no,
clearly not. And Steichen just doesn't fancy him. See, I mean, when I first saw the Philip Rivers story, I thought it was a joke, and then no, I did. I was just like, what? Like, but then because it even made me laugh because Rappaport put in his post, he even put this is real, like as if to like I'm not winding people up here. Yeah. And then you get over it and you think, well, a bit like a player coach in brilliant, get him in the building, like absolutely. What does Philip Rivers not know about quarterbacking? 100%, get him in the building. Like we need all the help we can get. And then they put him out there, and I mean, look, like I say, I think he done a good job, and dadgummit, we should have won that game. Like that's how bad it was. Like if our defense, I mean, I think we should have gone for it on the fourth down, but that's a different conversation. Yeah. We need 3 fucking yards, Shane. You've been going for it all year. Just go for it instead of going for
nothing to lose now.
Exactly. Why take honestly, mate? I'll get to my other point in a minute. But why he was celebrating that field goal? I was saying there's 47 seconds left on the clock. You've left too much time. All they need is a field goal, and So anyway, but when Philip Rivers, like I say, I thought he played well. That bit, I feel so bad laughing about it because fair fucking play to the guy for getting out again in the first place. But you know what I'm going to say when he turned and fell over? And then took him about half an hour to stand up.
It was the slowest play of all time.
You watched it, right? Because I've watched it. I just burst out laughing. And then you watch the replay and it's like the Seahawks defenders almost didn't want to like touch him because it was almost like they were worried, like, we're going to fucking kill this man because he got up. It took him so long to get up. It's like me getting up after my Christmas dinner on Thursday. It's like, and then he just fell over forwards. It's just like, oh no. But no, look, I think Philip Rivers played all right. But if Anthony Richardson is in any way, shape, or form good to go, why are we not playing him on Monday night? Like, and I just do not get it, mate. I don't understand it. That's just really frustrating me.
It's George on Sports. He does a lot with the Colt. He put he did like a thingy on Instagram where he's saying like he doesn't get either, and my simple comment was Shane doesn't like him. This for me is the simplest diagnosis ever. They don't like each other. Richardson is clearly a Ballard pick. Have you watched the film Moneyball?
I haven't. No.
Well, basically, it's about assist. It's like instead of picking players because they look good when they hit a home run.
It's all those statistics.
It's numbers and
yeah. I know the theory. Yeah, I've never seen it, but yeah.
And there's a bit in that where the head coach won't play the team the way the GM set it up because he doesn't believe in the Moneyball theory. And this is it. This is how I feel with Richardson, fucking Philip Rivers, Shane, and Ballard is. Ballard would always rather have Richardson because he's a freak athlete and the ceiling sky high. Shane wants someone who can run his offense and do as he says. And, yes, Richardson's not good at pass protection, but Shane, newsflash, mate, that's your job to develop it for him.
Mm-hmm.
We got him out of college at what, 21?
Yeah, far too early.
And he has not improved one bit. Now, injuries, yes. But if he's injured, why are you not like, oh, well, he's not doing this or that? Why are you not on his back then? That's what a boss does. Like, Anthony, you turned up 10 minutes late. Where are you? Like, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you not motivating him to become a better quarterback if you just... So in my eyes, it's after that first season, he's just decided, no, I don't like you. Let's move on. Oh, Chris has gone, no, you're playing him. So it was another season. And it's like, well, you don't stay fit. And then there was a whole tap out gate. And and that's it. They're just the head coach, the GM, the quarterback. don't like each other, and it's just as simple as that for me.
Yeah, I think that there's probably something. There is probably something in that. I think Shane. Well, I mean, we've spoken about it a million times. Shane gave up on Anthony Richardson far too early. That being said, it looked like Daniel Jones had solved their problems. You know, if it wasn't for the injury, we wouldn't be having this conversation about Richardson again. We know that. You know, Daniel Jones was everything that Shane Steichen wanted. He's done everything that you just said. He ran his offense without any real. He did basically what he was told to do, and he did it very well. Gutted that he got injured, mate. If I'm being honest with you, I feel really bad for him. But I feel even worse for us as Colts fans because we're right back to square one, but in a worse fucking position than we were at the start of the year because we've lost both our first round picks. So I don't really know where we go from here, if I'm being honest with you. And that's probably the most worrying thing as Colts fans. I think the next few months are going to be really, really interesting once the season finishes. Decisions made about the front office, head coach, who stays, who goes, coordinators. You know, we've spoken again. Will Lou Anarumo potentially be a candidate for head coaching positions this cycle? Yeah. And if I was him, again, fun enough, just before we came on to do this, I was watching some of the highlights from last weekend and I was watching the Giants game. Now, the Giants aren't very good at the moment, but they've got a very good defense. They've got their quarterback. They've got Malik Neighbours to come back. They've got their running back in Scatterbo, and they've got their first-round pick. That's probably going to be quite a high pick. What I'm trying to say is, if I'm Lou Anarumo, I'd look at that as a project. Hate that fucking word in sports, but I'd look at that and be like, well, that probably looks like a better bet than that hot fucking mess in Indianapolis at the moment. So,
He's a New York native, isn't he?
Pardon?
I think he's a New York native, isn't he, Lou Anarumo?
Oh, is he? Oh, well, in that case, it's a fucking no-brainer then, isn't it?
I don't know if I'm quoting that right, but or his family's in New York or something like that.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean that, and look, as much as we hate it, and this is something we have spoken about a lot as well, is whether you like it or not. In New York, you're going to get a lot more media coverage than you are in India. Like you're going to be whether that's a good thing or not. Time will tell. If you're winning, it's a good thing. If you're not winning, it's probably not a good thing. Ask Brian Doble. But I don't know. He might. So I think, to use your name here, mate, we are fucked at the moment.
Yeah.
I think I can't. I mean, honestly, I'll ask you. We've got the Niners, Jags, and the Texans. Do you think? And I know you are the most eternally optimistic Colts fans. We want to have the Colts finally broken you. Do you think we win any of these games?
The
man who says we'll go 17-0 every year.
Every week. I think you're right. And we talked about this in our WhatsApp group. And I think this is the God's honest truth. This is the most disenchanted I have been with the franchise for a long time. And I have watched us go 2-14 or whatever it was. You know, I watched us lose out on the playoffs multiple times because Shane Steichen took Jonathan Taylor off the field on a 4th-and-1. But I always felt like there was hope there for the next season. I always felt like there was a plan. I always felt like, okay, we're not quite there, but the ship's going in the right direction. The injury to Daniel Jones was a killer, and it would kill anyone. But I think the best coaches always have a plan for adversity, and GMs have the best, build a team to overcome adversity. I just think there's something fundamentally wrong in the building at the minute. And, to sum it up, this is the first time, like we've both said, we're not staying up for a Colts game. And, that's almost hurtful to say because it's like, I hate saying that, but why am I staying? If Riley Leonard was playing, I might stay up because I'll be like, I want to see what we've got in the player. You know, I can stay up and watch Riley Leonard throw 3 interceptions because he's a rookie. But why am I staying up to watch Philip Rivers throw it 3 yards and Jonathan Taylor run it 60 times? You know, and there'll be people who don't like that answer, right? And I get it because, you know, I'm not saying I'm not supporting the Colts anymore. You can't do that. But I've got choices to make. Like, lose a full night's sleep to watch crap and watch Shane Steichen afterwards go, we've got to be better. And it's like, yes, you have to be better. So I don't know. Yeah. How does it lie with you at the minute? Like,
I mean, the first thing I say is I will watch the Colts-Niners game, obviously. I'll watch it Tuesday morning. I'll watch it. I'll watch it ad-free as soon as I get up because that's the advantage of watching it back the next day. You haven't got to watch the fucking adverts, which is a bonus anyway. And I will switch my phone off so I don't get any spoilers. So it will almost be like I'm watching it. But yeah, I'm not going to stay up because it's Christmas week and then it just puts me behind. And like you say, all I'm going to do is piss myself off. It's either that or stay up and watch the Ashes, which is pissing me off as well. So it's not like I've got a huge amount to enjoy. How does it sit with me at the moment? I just think we've covered it, Matt. I just think it just feels like we're not going anywhere fast. I mean, to your point, we've seen bad seasons. Fucking Jeff Saturday, anybody? But at least there felt like there was. At least there was like a pot at the end of the rainbow. Do you know what I mean? We knew.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Jeff Saturday for getting us that one extra win so we didn't get CJ Stroud. I know. But, you know, it's like a sliding doors moment. And I wrote about this. I put something in about the Colts recently when I wrote something for the Huddle. And I said the Daniel Jones injury, and I don't want to be accused of like hyperbole by saying this, but it is franchise shifting because it looked like we were sorted with the quarterback. And now we're not, because you don't know what's going to happen with the injury. We are literally back to where we started. Yeah. It's just unraveled at such a pace. Like, it's gone from where we were before you boys went to Berlin to where we are now. It's literally unbelievable. And the frustrating thing is, lots of people, I remember reading lots of people saying, oh, you know, after the bye, this is where the Colts will get found out because their schedule turns tougher, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, schedule, no doubt the schedule gets a lot tougher, but we're equipped to deal with this. And then all of a sudden, injuries have just absolutely I mean, we were playing the Seahawks, who, by the way, could very well go all the way to the Super Bowl this year. They're that good. And we played them very close with both our starting tackles missing. Yeah.
And a 44-year-old at quarterback. And we lost by 2 points. So that's where that massive sense of what could have been. I think I put the message in our group the other day, didn't I? Because I'll be honest with you, since the Colts have started going like that, I've completely tuned out of the playoff race. But you look at the AFC this year, man, it is wide open, isn't it? You know, Joe Burrow's not going to be there. Mahomes has obviously gone. Hope he's all right. That was a nasty injury he got at the weekend. But, you know, wish him all the best. Lamar Jackson might not make it. You know, you've taken a piss at him before about being a Baltimore Ravens like closet fan, but like they're in a bad spot, potentially not going to make it. Josh Allen, if you're Josh Allen, you're looking around the AFC right now thinking, it's got to be my time. It's got to be my time. You know. So, and that's where, you know, a massive sense of frustration for me as a fan of the Colts, because the AFC was wide open this year and it was there for us. And it's just, I feel like partly Shane's play calling, partly our form has fallen apart, but the injuries have cost us, and it's just all gone wrong at the wrong time. I think over the course of an NFL season, obviously all teams are battling. You know, you want your players to stay healthy. You've got to look at the strength of your schedule, you know, because that plays a massive part of it. And form, obviously, you can't, any sport, how you're playing and your form is really important. Unfortunately for the Colts, all three of those have hit badly at the wrong time. You know what I mean? Like injuries, form fell off a cliff, and we ran into the toughest schedule I think in the NFL. So it's it's demoralising, man. You've got two all-pro caliber cornerbacks. Neither of them are on the field at the moment. You've got a Pro Bowl caliber defensive tackle in DeForest Buckner. He's been out since before Berlin. Yeah. Your quarterback's out. Both your starting tackles are out injured. Not a lot of teams are going to be able to cope with that amount of injuries when you think about it, really. If you look at Green Bay, for example, now, the amount of injuries they've got, they're going to struggle now, and they've got their quarterback. So I do think injuries has played a part. I'm not going to lie, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to run it back again next year, if I'm being honest with you, mate, because I don't think Daniel Jones will be healthy enough to run it back again next year.
I know, and then it's back to square one again. It's unreal.
And you've got, I mean, like I said, I think we've said it before, but penny for Sauce Gardner's thoughts, man. That geezer must be absolutely, because the Jets are going to get both our first round picks, and I bet they're absolutely loving life at the moment, watching our form and how we've fallen apart. So, I'm just a bit. I think the next few months are really going to be, and again, I don't want to be accused of like overreactions or hot takes or anything, but I do think the next few months for the Colts are going to define potentially the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, for me, I think how I look at it is I just think we need a GM with fresh eyes. I just think it's time. I think realistically, Chris should have gone at the end of last year.
Yeah.
If we're being real. And I don't say that like we needed to sack him. It's a long time in the GM's job of one place. And, things get stale. They do. It's hard for anyone to stay in a job for 8 years, like the same job for 8 years. I think when it comes to head coaches, I like 3 simple things for me is you've got to get lucky with injuries. You have to. It can feel like a massive conspiracy at time, or we're the only team with injuries, but you just, like you said, it all hit at the wrong time. You just have to get lucky with it. That's football. The football gods give and they take away. But I want a head coach who demands attention and demands excellence. And I don't think Shane Steichen does. I think, when we go up against the Rams, I'm like, that's Sean McVay on the other side. When we go up against the Chiefs, I'm like, that's Andy Reid on the other side. These guys are going to mince as a new one. Teams coming up against the Colts go, hey? Do you know what I mean? Like, Shane Steichen has managed to be in the league for 3 years and everyone, and I get it, injuries, but he has a say in the quarterback department. So let's be real, apart from a freak, freak's the wrong word, but apart from an outlying season from Daniel Jones, his record in the quarterback room would be horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he went 9-8 with Gardner Minshew. But that's not the point. It's like it's been 3 years and he's still not. He's settled on Daniel Jones. Yeah, but nobody wanted Daniel Jones to play because no one saw this coming. So no. I think a broken clock's right twice a day.
Yeah.
So I think again, there'll be people who go into next year go, well, he went 9-8 with Gardner Minshew. It's like, yeah, but that's not the case, is it? He went to 9-8 with Jonathan Taylor. It's not 9-8 with Gardner Minshew. It's 9-8 with Jonathan Taylor. And then when it came to it, he took Jonathan Taylor off the field on the one play that mattered that season.
Yeah.
So I just don't think he, you look at what who's the old Titans head coach? I always get him mixed up. Who's gone
Mike Vrabel.
look at the Titans since he's left, and look at New England since he's joined.
Yeah, no,
and that is just a coach. He used to kill us every time we played him. He would kill us.
Yeah.
And there's other coaches. These are just the ones that are coming. The Miko Ryans, you laugh at me and Nathan pumping up the Texans, but you come up against that Texans teams like
you know you're getting. Yeah.
I
totally agree.
I look at the Colts as an insider and go, teams must be laughing coming here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just there's no fear of the building. The fans are not really into it. You can tell. Like, it's just the same feeling of deja vu. So I think Lou might choose to go, but I think either one or both Shane Steichen are gone at the end of this year.
Yeah, I do think the fresh ideas bit's interesting because I think they need to get if they do break from Chris and get a new GM, I think it needs to be somebody from outside the building coming in.
Yeah.
Don't want to see internal promotions.
No Ed Dodds.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm kind of. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. It needs to be somebody from outside with a fresh perspective and a fresh set of eyes with new ideas to come in and just, like you say, give a bit of juice to the whole situation, because it just feels very flat all of a sudden, doesn't it? Like, it just feels very, very stale. Like we're just going to keep sort of bobbing along. And on the Shane Steichen thing, I think you're right, because if you look at his record, and we spoke about this last week, he's 2-8 against the Texans and the Jags in his time as our head coach. So the two teams that actually fucking matter in our division, he can't get it done. If you look at the games again, referencing that 4th and 1 in with Gardner Minshew, when it really mattered, didn't get it done. You know, last year went to Denver, had the lead, didn't get it done. I think what I'm trying to say is, in his nearly 3 years now as head coach, and this is going to sound really mean, but who have we beaten? When have you seen a game and gone that we've won a game where you think, I didn't expect us to win that? Maybe
the Chiefs, we have that weird thing.
Yeah. but maybe like I'm thinking like maybe the maybe the Denver game this year.
But even then, that was a bullshit flag.
It was a bullshit flag. Yeah, we shouldn't. That was total fucking bullshit, to be honest with you. But my point is, with Shane, who have we beaten when you've gone
highlight wins?
Yeah. When have we gone to a game and gone, oh yeah, I don't really fancy us here, or do you know what I mean? And like, to give it a comparison, both the Jags and the Texans beat the Chiefs this year.
Yeah,
we were up 23-9 against the Chiefs going into the fourth quarter and fucking lost in overtime. That's the difference. That's the difference, mate. That comes down to that's. I'm not trying to be really hypercritical of Shane. I'm just saying, but that has to come down to a mentality thing, surely.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think something has to change. And people are saying, the thing, everyone. I'm reading online the discourse. Nobody was calling for Shane and Chris when we were 7-1. It's like, well, no, obviously not, because we were 7-1 and we were the fucking best offense in the league. No one's going to call for the head coach to go there. But go on.
To come back to that, a lot of people are still questioning his play calling.
1,000%, exactly what I was going to say. If we go back to that Denver game, a perfect example. Fucking run Jonathan Taylor straight up the middle 3 times to leave a 50-plus yard field goal attempt, didn't he?
Yeah.
That only, like you say, the bullshit call saved him, because they moved it literally underneath the goalpost and went, go on, try again. Like, that was the only reason we got the win. So, no, you're absolutely right. And that's kind of my point. I don't think it ever it quietened down, the sort of discourse around Shane. But winning does that. Of course it does. If you're winning, it's difficult to find fault. But we haven't won out. We've lost out. We fucking bottled a 7-1. I mean, it's like the Minnesota game, but spread out over the course of several weeks, which makes it a million times worse.
That's such a great reference.
But it's true, isn't it? It's like, oh, how can we make that Minnesota game even fucking worse for Colts fans? I know. Let's just, do you know what I mean? So yeah, of course there's going to be questions. And like I say, the question that I keep coming back to, mate, is we don't get it done when it matters. We don't get it done when it matters. And if you want to be a big boy football team, so even if we did make the playoffs, what are you going to do? Come up against Josh Allen? What are you going to do? Shit yourself? Do you know what I mean? You've got to get it done in them games. And we just don't. So, and I don't see that changing, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, thanks for everyone watching tonight. You joined us an extremely positive show, but I hope that it made everyone vent and feel better. And we've been going nearly an hour now, so I think we can round out with positivity to look forward to. The one thing Chris Ballard seems to be elite at is drafting offensive linemen, because I thought Jalen Travis had a hell of a game in Seattle.
Agreed.
And he's a monster of a man. I mean, just get 5 more Jalen Travises makes a lot of sense. And also Blake Groupie.
Yeah.
Franchise record, 60-yard field goal. We've never seen one before. Spencer Schrader, best watch out.
That's a good thing. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. It's to end positively properly, I think special teams have been excellent this year. And I know that's such a small win, but I think last year our special teams were pretty crap. So I think this year, they have been excellent.
Yeah, just on that, I think shout out 2 players there. One, I think we've really missed Ashton Doolan since he's gone on injured reserve. Yeah. I didn't mention him earlier about injured players, but special teams reference, he was brilliant. And Amir Abdullah has been a revelation, I think, this year for us. So great shout. Yeah.
But Ed, unless you have anything else, mate, we'll end out the show. And like I say, to everyone, oh my God, I can't speak. Like Shane Steichen, I can't get it done when it matters. To everyone watching, thank you so much. We love you here at Southbound, no matter how bad the Colts are. We do love our team, but
yes, we do.
Sometimes it's a bit hard to love them. They're like the drunk husband in the bar who's in the bar every night drunk, and he's just sat there at the stall, and death by 1,000 3-yard passes. We'll call it for now. So join us hopefully on Monday. We have a bit of a Christmas special, like I say. After Monday, we're going to break for Christmas a bit so everyone can chill out and we can just get away from the Colts being terrible and losing out. See you all later.
See you later.